Hi, I'm Joanne Litton from Purdue Extension, Carroll County, and today we're going to talk about air fryers. We tested our recipes in these three air fryers. One is an oven style, one is a basket style, and one is a drawer style. This way we could give you the best times and temperatures for our recipes. The objectives for today are to talk about basics of air frying, shopping comparison, cooking tips, safety tips, and to show you several recipes. An air fryer is a countertop appliance that cooks by circulating hot air around the food, just like a convection oven does. For this reason, you can use lower temperatures, like 25 degrees to 50 degrees less, and a shorter cooking time. Plus, your food will have the taste and texture and the golden brown color of food that has been deep fat fried without all of the fat and calories. Things to consider when selecting an air fryer is which style is best for you. What brand would you like? If you go with a more name brand, you are likely to find replacement parts and extra accessories for them. Definitely consider the size and the capacity. Remember that your food will be in a single layer with a little bit of airspace around it. So look to see how much food you can place in the air fryer at once and if that fits the needs of your family. Cost is a factor. You can find air fryers anywhere from $50 to $300. What features do you want? Do you want extra accessories? How easy will it be able to clean? Definitely check out the finish of the different pieces you will be using. It is really hard to find out the noise level unless you ask friends that have that particular brand. And also consider the safety considerations. Look to see how far away your air fryer has to be from the back wall and other appliances. The other thing to consider is the location in your kitchen. If you cannot leave it on the countertop so it's visible so that you use it all the time, you will not use it very much. I have mine beside my microwave oven, and one of the things you cannot do is use the two of them together, but that was the only space I had available. So these are some things to consider before you purchase. Air fryers come in three basic styles: the oven style or the drawer and basket style. Decide which is best for your family. Depending on your model, when you remove the drawer, you may either have a raised plate or a basket that you can pull out and put the food in. Some models can perform functions besides air frying. These are usually more expensive and can be larger, so choose the model that best meets your needs. This happens to be the control panel of the oven air fryer that I purchased. I also wanted a toaster oven. In addition, this particular model is a dehydrator and has several pre-programmed buttons for things that you might cook more often. Now that you have purchased your air fryer, you are ready to get started. The first thing you will want to do is read your instruction manual. The instructions for cooking times will vary based on the manufacturer. When you're getting ready to cook for the first time, always use the less amount of time to check your food because you can always cook longer. Also, you may want to check out the temperature of your appliance. To do that, use an oven thermometer. What can you cook in your air fryer? You can cook anything that you would normally fry in oil or bake in your oven. I have listed some of my favorites. We love chicken strips and nuggets. I love all kinds of vegetables in there, from asparagus to Brussels sprouts to French fries, green beans, sweet potato fries. It is a great snack item, so you can make cheese sticks, mushrooms, jalapeno poppers, onion or pepper rings. But one of my favorites happens to be pizza in my air fryer oven. And if you have youth in your family and you want a fun breakfast, pop open a can of biscuits and make some donuts. Are some of the benefits of an air fryer. It is healthier than deep fat frying. You will use less oil and healthier oil. It is faster than cooking in your oven. You will save up to 25% of your time. It is easy to use. You can set and almost forget it. You will get consistent results because the air circulates around the food, cooking it and browning it more evenly. You will save energy because it's a countertop appliance versus your range, and you will have less heat in your kitchen. This has been great this summer. Cooking in your air fryer uses less oil than in deep fat frying. I happen to like olive oil versus vegetable oil, which is healthier for you. And you can also adapt to your other dietary needs, such as less sodium or use gluten-free ingredients. To get started with your air fryer, I would first go to the grocery store. When shopping in the produce department, some things that do extremely well in your air fryers are apples, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, mushrooms, peppers, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and zucchini squash. Or maybe these are in your garden. From the refrigerator section, you might want biscuits, which can turn into donuts or miniature pizzas, the crescent sheet rolls, which can turn into calzones, pie crust that can turn into fried apple pies, and pizza dough to make pizza and pizza bites. In the dairy section, when you're choosing cheese and dairy products, you can choose lighter versions. I love 2% cheese. These are the items that I keep stocked in my pantry. Cornflakes makes an excellent coating when doing fried mushrooms or fried onion rings. I use flour to dust the items before coating. I love olive oil to put on meats and fried items. Here are some of the seasonings I like: lemon pepper, Old Bay, salt and pepper, cinnamon, dill, cayenne pepper, and of course sugar. Today I want to share some cooking tips with you. You will want to cook in a preheated air fryer. Read your use and care manuals. Some air fryers tell you to set it for 3 minutes to preheat. Others will actually sense the temperature and beep at you when the preheat is done and you're ready to add the food. In a lot of the research we did, we saw where folks were recommending that you lightly spray the food with oil, and you can buy your own sprayer or buy an aerosol spray. What we found in our research in cooking a lot of food was that you did not need to spray your food with oil unless your breading had been refrigerated. So in the bottom picture, these catfish nuggets, the two on the left and the top of the middle row, were sprayed with oil, olive oil, before cooking. The other three were not, and you can see that those that had been refrigerated, like these catfish nuggets, not all the coating turned a nice golden color without spraying with oil. For things where we were doing the breading, you do not need to spray with oil. When breading food, you will want to first coat the food with flour, then coat it with an egg and milk mixture, and then roll it in your breading. You can use breadcrumbs, panko crumbs, cornflake crumbs. Press it firmly onto your food items. Here are some coating options. Panko breadcrumbs are coarser than seasoned breadcrumbs. You can make your own cornflake crumbs by using a rolling pin or a blender. Maybe you want to try rice cereal crumbs. Experiment and see what your family likes. And it might not be the same for all food items. The best way to see how an air fryer will work is to do a demonstration. Today I want to do chicken nuggets. First you will cut the chicken into bite-sized pieces. Then you will coat with flour and seasoning, egg mixture made with eggs and milk, and then coat it with crumbs. You can cook in the air fryer on 375 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes until the chicken nuggets reach 165 degrees. When your air fryer has preheated, you will want to place the food into the air fryer. To ensure even cooking, you need to prevent overcrowding. Make sure your meat or food is in a single layer and make sure there is space around them. If you're using an oven style, place the food in the center of the oven. To ensure that it is cooking evenly, halfway through cooking, check the food to make sure it is even. If not, turn it over or shake the basket. If your air fryer is too full, you will not have even cooking. The bottom picture shows a basket that is overcrowded. To ensure better browning, you will want to pat your food dry. This will make sure that you remove the excess moisture to avoid steaming the food. A little fat does help to give browning, so vegetables without breading should be tossed in a little bit of olive oil. I like to put them into a gallon bag, add a little bit of olive oil, like a tablespoon, and toss before I spread them out on my rack to air fry. And if you are doing pastry, you can, just like you would in an oven, brush the dough with an egg wash or a milk wash, and that way you will have better browning. Shannon, one of the other educators, loves to do chicken thighs in her air fryer. To get a crunchier coating, she pre-toasts the breadcrumbs, uses a non-stick spray to put them on, and cooks with the skin side up. In every step of food preparation, remember these 4 food safety guidelines. Always wash your hands. Before, during, and after food prep. Start with a clean surface, and clean your surface as you go. Thaw your meat or poultry in the refrigerator, not on the countertop. And if you're using meats and vegetables, make sure you separate them in the refrigerator and use different cutting boards. When cooking meat and poultry, check the internal temperature to make sure it's safe by using a food thermometer. I love my digital thermometer. It is easy to use. You insert it into the thickest part of the food and check for doneness. USDA recommends these internal temperatures for food safety. Keep this chart handy. When your food is done cooking, if you have a basket type, remove the basket and lift your food out. If you dump it over, you will add grease onto your plate. For the drawer type, pull it out and again lift out your food. And if you have the oven type, you can simply remove the rack and take it to your plate. Do you enjoy leftovers? In an air fryer, they can be reheated and still maintain the crispiness that you desire. Some models will have a reheat setting. For others, you will need to do a little bit of experimenting. You might want to start by trying to reheat at 350. The time will depend on the thickness and size of your food. Always check internal temperatures for food safety. In a hurry to prepare a meal, frozen convenience foods are excellent in the air fryer. Some of the food packages now are including directions for your air fryer. If your package does not, what you can do is take the oven temperature, reduce it by 25 to 50 degrees, and cut the time by at least 20%. For instance, if your recipe called for 450 for 18 minutes, I would try 400 for 15. Don't forget, you will still need to preheat before adding the food, but you can add food that is still frozen. If you are new to using an air fryer, you will want to read your manual first before using. If you're not sure about recipes, try these conversion tips. Reduce the temperature by 25 to 50 degrees and cut the time by 20%. And always check a few minutes before the minimum time. If a recipe calls for 400 degrees for 20 minutes, try 375 for 16 minutes. As you practice and practice, you will be finding what works best for your air fryer. Always check timing early until you're comfortable. And I keep a running list by my air fryer of things I do most often. 3 other safety tips that I want to mention are: plug your air fryer into an outlet with minimal other electrical appliances on the same circuit. You will need to make sure it's on a 15 amp circuit. You cannot use your air fryer and microwave on the same circuit at the same time. As you would expect, things in your air fryer will be very hot, thus keep your pot holders handy. And clean your appliance after every use. If there is grease left over, you will end up with smoking the next time you use your air fryer. Below are some tips to keep your air fryer clean and maintained. Clean after every use. Unplug the air fryer and cool it down completely before cleaning. Never use abrasive products. Wipe the exterior clean with a cloth. Apply mild liquid soap on a damp cloth to clean the interior. The accessories can be cleaned in your dishwasher or hand wash with a nylon scrubbing pad or brush in warm soapy water. Read your use and care to make sure you are cleaning per the manufacturer's directions. Let's have fun in your kitchen. We have included recipes for a variety of vegetables, including asparagus, Brussels sprouts, corn, and fries. We have included recipes for snacks, everything from fried pickles to jalapeno poppers, apple fries, and donuts. One of my favorites is pizza and breadsticks. We have also included main dishes such as calzones, chicken and pork chops, and for dessert, apple pie. Here are some vegetables that do extremely well in your air fryer. You will want to coat them with a small amount of olive oil and seasonings or marinade of your choice. For more detailed directions, check your recipe handout. If there is a YouTube symbol beside the recipe, that means we have created a video on some extra tips for doing these particular recipes. It is on our Purdue Extension Carroll County YouTube page. These fruits and vegetables can be turned into a delicious snack. You simply coat them with flour and your favorite seasoning, dip them into an egg melt mixture, and press them firmly into your favorite crumbs. This is an excellent way to get the youth in your family to enjoy fruits and vegetables. One of our favorites is pepper rings, made with cornflake crumbs. If your family doesn't need breading around their snack, you might enjoy these jalapeno poppers. You simply cut them in half, remove the seeds and membranes, fill them with a cream cheese, shredded cheese mixture, wrap bacon around them, and then cook them in the air fryer using 360 degrees for about 15 minutes. You want the cheese to melt and the bacon to be done and crispy. Other snack ideas include tortilla chips from corn tortillas, pizza pockets, fried dill pickles, and donuts from canned biscuits. Want a quick meal of pizza and garlic breadsticks? 1 can of pizza dough can make a delicious pizza with crust left over for garlic breadsticks. And in my air fryer oven, I can do both at the same time. I cook the pizza in the air fryer oven using 400 degrees for 10 minutes. If I'm making garlic twists to go with it, I add them with 4 minutes remaining. If I didn't twist the garlic and pull it out thinner, then I cook the garlic sticks for 6 minutes. If you're cooking the garlic twist in a basket style, 375 for 3 to 4 minutes is delicious. Looking for easy and quick meat dishes? Why not try calzones? They are a delicious sandwich made with dough wrapped around meat and cheese slices. We have enjoyed them with pizza crust as well as crescent rolls. Chicken strips and pork chops can be made without breading in the air fryer. Be sure to coat with olive oil to keep the meat from drying out. Also, use a thermometer to check for doneness. Do not overcook or you will dry out your meat. Don't forget, time it so that you can eat it hot when it is best. Need a quick and fun dessert? How about mini apple pies? You can use pie dough to cut round circles, fill it with apples and cinnamon sugar mixture on half of the pieces, wet the edges with water, add the top and crimp the edges. Cook in your air fryer using 350 for 8 to 10 minutes. To enhance the color, we brushed the tops with milk and sprinkled with sugar. I hope you have enjoyed this air fryer lesson and learned a few new tips for cooking in your air fryer. And as a reminder, any of the products you saw in our presentation does not imply endorsement, it just was a visual for educational purposes. Here are some of the references we used in this presentation. We hope you will take a few minutes to fill out a quick survey. The survey is voluntary, it is anonymous, but it does help us to evaluate and improve our programming. Thanks, and have a great day.